having so many issues with that. But hello everyone, welcome back to another Amberlynn Reid React. This one is having lung problems, discrimination in healthcare, and easy smoothie recipe. I remember the smoothie, so we'll see. Not a smoothie fan. Just throwing that out there.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new vlog. I just opened the blinds, holy bright, hi. What, babe? So today is day 5 of no takeout, and I am being a successful queen. I am still fasting. I didn't upload yesterday. I'm not doing like daily uploads, but like I still want to give you guys as many updates as possible. So as you guys remember last year, like I went through this whole lung thing where I got so many different diagnoses.
Yes, that's her.
Diagnosis is that a word? Who knows? These are the ones I got.
Diagnoses.
Cancer was thrown around a lot by professionals. That wasn't a diagnosis, but it was thrown around, so that freaked me out, obviously, because I've had cancer before. Collapsed lung.
This is her way of explaining to us that she doesn't like professionals. I don't like doctors either, but I don't talk down to them.
Fluid on the outside of my lung and pneumonia. So all of those things can't be happening at once. I mean, who knows? They could be.
Sure,
but they were all...
You do understand that pneumonia is fluid on the lung, in the lung. Like, pneumonia is caused by fluids in the lung. Never mind. It requires her to know something.
Diagnosed and then undiagnosed multiple times. And I remember taking a set of antibiotics. My lung was better for months, for a hot minute. So obviously putting two together.
Well, that means that there was an infection.
Putting two together, I and my doctor was like, okay, so since your lung got better, like completely better with antibiotics, then I'm gonna go ahead and assume it was pneumonia. So that is what we assumed. But it started happening again a couple months ago. So obviously my doctor assumed again, okay, well, I guess you have pneumonia again. I got put on antibiotics and I noticed that the antibiotics helped a little bit, but it didn't go away. The last like week or so, I'd say it's starting to get like bad again. And I woke up today and my lung hurt really bad. So I don't want any like doctors in the comments. I'm not even gonna read it, to be honest. I don't read the comments.
I just want to take a deep breath.
Too much for me. I don't want like any advice. I don't want anything like that. I'm just kind of sharing my experience because this is like something pretty hardcore that's going on, and I'm like riddled with anxiety. But my son,
at least it was anxiety and then anxiety. Okay, sorry. Part of the reason why she can't get a solid diagnosis is because she doesn't go to my doctor. She goes to probably either the emergency care or one of the like walk-in clinics, and they don't keep records. You probably don't even see the same doctor every time. I go to my urgent care when I need to, and that's usually where I go to get my blood drawn, because I don't need to see the doctor every time. And actually my doctor doesn't do blood draws because it's a whole thing. But anyway, I am not a fan of the medical system or, you know, medical professionals either, but I don't think that they're idiots, and I don't think they don't know how to do their job. I just think that they're cold and robotic, and I don't like dealing with them. That's my complaint. But her problem is she thinks she's smarter than them. I am my doctor. Just, you know, keep that in mind.
are like, I'm a little bit more out of breath than usual. When I breathe in, it hurts. Like my lung hurts. It's like a sharp pain, and also it feels like it rattles. It's hard to find like a descriptive word for that.
You have water in your lungs.
It's just really hard to explain. And
Fluid
for like a minute there, it was like it only hurt when I was breathing in deep. And now I notice that I'm not needing to breathe in deep for me to feel the discomfort and slight pain.
Because your lung is filling up with fluid.
So, unfortunately, today's Sunday, and I don't want to go to the ER. I don't feel like this is really an emergency because this is something that I've been dealing with for so long. So tomorrow I have a few important calls to make. I want to call about my records because, as you guys know, I recently got a chest x-ray done. So that was for weight loss surgery, and I know that I'm pretty sure that you can see my lungs in there, so I'm definitely curious, like, what's going on? So I'm going to call and get my results for that. And then
why did you have to get a chest x-ray for weight loss surgery? I'm confused. But whatever.
I'm gonna call like a lung specialist. I know there's a word for it. It starts with a P. I'm not gonna like mispronounce or anything, so I'm not gonna go there. I've never been to like an actual lung specialist. I knew that until I wanted to say it. So I'm simply gonna call them to see if I need to be referred. Some specialists you need to be referred, others you don't. So if I need to be referred, I'm obviously going to talk to my primary care doctor.
You mean your super awesome insurance that no one will take won't just let you walk in and have whatever the hell it is you're wanting to have done? Stop it.
I've had for over a year now, and I love them so much. Like, they truly listen to me. And so if I need, obviously,
I do not believe this person exists.
So tomorrow I do have some important phone calls to make because I do want to, like, I want just like a final answer. To not know what's wrong with me is very worrisome, obviously. And
says the woman who went, what, 2 years without going to the doctor while bleeding constantly? Look, man, I think I mentioned in one of my former videos that I have some health issues that I'm dealing with as well, and part of it is the whole like never ending lady time of the month. And you know what? I went over 1 week. My period's usually very predictable. And my period went 1 week longer than it should have been. And I was at the doctor. There was no waiting. I mean, I was like, nope, first appointment is possible. I want to be there. Not a year, not even 2 weeks, 1 week. And I was like, nope, this isn't normal. I'm going to the doctor. And now I've been going to the doctor for a while, but soon, it will be over with soon.
And I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. Like, you need your lungs. Lungs are important. And it's not something that's like out of sight, out of mind. Because unfortunately, I am constantly
hard,
breathing.
you guys.
Like every second you take a breath, you know? So it's like something that I'm constantly having to be reminded of. And I have a lot of health anxiety. I used to have...
You have... I believe that she has anxiety, and I believe that she has some health things that cause her anxiety. But in general, she's very good about ignoring her overall health. So
really bad like hypochondria, and it sucks because once having that like in the past,
I don't believe that.
Like the whole thing with like my cancer.
I think she thinks she had hypochondria.
When I was diagnosed with that, like my symptoms prior to, I had to keep fighting with myself where I was like, am I just having health anxiety or is it just hypochondria? Like, so I kind of feel like this is like in the...
You were bleeding nonstop. By your own words, bleeding nonstop. Why would you think that's normal?
Same ballpark where I'm sitting here like, am I going to be taken seriously? And when am I going to be taken seriously? It's just hard because there is...
It's hard to be taken seriously when you don't go to the doctor, the same doctor, every time. And I have things to back up this statement that she does not go to the same doctor nor the same medical system every time. And it will come up either this episode or the next one.
There's also a lot of like discriminatory stuff with like morbidly obese people, especially like super morbidly obese people. And I've seen it firsthand.
Every time I hear super morbidly obese, I'm like, super massive, which has nothing to do with any of it. It's just the super morbid, stupid mass.
Someone who once was in the low 300s, I got treated so much better. And now someone who is in the 500s, I feel like I just don't get taken seriously. And I know a lot of people experience that. And even Dr. Now from 600 Pound Life admits that there is discrimination in healthcare for people who are my size. But I am very, very, very lucky that I have a doctor who is not like that at all. Like, they listen to me.
I mean, when you don't have a doctor to begin with, it's very easy for your doctor to not be like that at all. Health discrimination versus people of size. As I have stated before, I am overweight. I am technically classified as obese. My BMI, I think, is 32? 33? Anyway, my point is, I am in the obese category. I am what the fat acceptance people would like to call a small fat. That being, whatever. That being said, I have, again, been to my doctor once every 2 weeks since April, and my doctor mentioned my weight to me for the first time at my consult for my surgery. And that's because my weight is enough to possibly be a complication for the anesthetician when they knock my blood out. It could cause sleep apnea, and if that were to happen, then they're going to have to intubate me. I think that's the right word. Anyway, I will be unconscious, so I don't have to experience any of this. They're just telling me what they're going to do, which is even more terrifying, by the way. My point being, at my weight, at my size, I am large enough to complicate a simple, routine surgical procedure. I don't honestly believe people when they say that they're being discriminated against because of their weight when they're people her size, because the majority of the things that are wrong with you are directly tied to the fact that you are almost 600 pounds. Most of the health problems that you're having are either aggravated by or directly caused by your 600 poundness, and getting medical treatment at that size is very difficult, not just for the patient, but for the doctor as well, because as much as obesity is like a huge problem, even here in the States, our medical equipment is still not developed for people who don't fit into machines that are already very large. I've had CAT scans. I've had the thing where they put you in the tube and you sit in the tube and you try not to scream because it's actually, I'm not claustrophobic, and that thing fucked with my head, by the way. Those machines are actually fairly large, and they make them larger. My point being, I know she wants to sit here and complain about the medical system and how she gets discriminated against because she's as big as she is, but the problem is that the discrimination I don't think is real. The problem is that the problems are because you are 600 pounds. Your cancer went undetected for so long, A, because you wouldn't go to the doctor, and B, because you're 600 pounds. Your chances of getting that particular type of cancer go up the heavier you are. When I went to the doctor with my issue, that was the first thing she checked me for, was that cancer, because of my size. Anybody else, and she probably would have been like, well, you're having an abnormal period, let's look at XYZ. I had procedures that I did not want done because they're incredibly painful, and that was specifically to check for cancer. She has never once talked about any of these tests that I went through for the exact same issues that she had. Thankfully, mine turned out to not be cancer. Hers would have been detected a whole lot earlier. She might not have even had to have had a hysterectomy. I don't know. This is not me blaming her. This is me pointing out that her inability to take responsibility or action or care of herself led to certain issues that led to even worse issues. It's a tragedy that she had the cancer, and it's a tragedy that she had to have the hysterectomy. I have other opinions about that. But I will not sit here and say that her lifestyle did not contribute to the issues, to her cancer. I will not say that. Anyway. Was it almost 2?
And like I feel cared for by them, so I appreciate that so much, that I'm not fully in that situation as much as I used to be.
My tirade, I forgot.
I do feel like, you know, when you go to the hospital and stuff, I don't get taken as seriously, but that is just based on experience. It's not really an opinion, it is a fact, and that is just based on my experience. So just saying. All right, you guys, I am about to eat, so I wanted to share with you what I'm eating. So majority of this does have mustard and cottage cheese, just saying. Carrot, you can play.
Oh my god, stop. I'm not doing this again.
Satisfying. Okay guys, so I'm about to make a smoothie for Feline and I. This is really something that helps my sweet tooth. So ice is first.
I don't like using ice in my
My ingredients
smoothies.
are a PB2, which is peanut butter with cocoa, some vanilla extract, banana, and then some Chobani oat milk. So that is literally the only ingredients. It's super simple, but it's delicious.
You're going to put the oat milk in there, right? And the frozen ice in there.
My bananas are definitely ripe. They're ready to be ate. So I think I'm going to freeze them because I still have these 3, and they're just, yeah. It's like today's the last day where they're.
Yeah, that's the point where I don't like eating them either.
So I can use them for smoothies. Oat milk is actually so freaking good. I'm not going to lie, especially in a.
Oatmeal tastes like you're drinking Play-Doh. No.
Smoothie. And then PB2, it's just however much you feel.
There are so many calories in PB2. She's just like shaking it in there like it's cinnamon.
Is right. Everything I just eyeball. That's what I usually do.
Everything I just eyeball, but you guys, this is only 120 some odd calories.
And then the vanilla extract with the lid on.
I like that later on she gets paranoid about the calories in the vanilla
Give it a little
extract.
shake. And then here's the NutriBullet. Watch out for the noise. It's about to be loud.
You totally could edit that out, just FYI. Like I will probably do.
So here are 2 cups for Feline and I.
There's glass. It sounded like plastic.
Some glass straws. And a taste test. She's good. This is a healthy alternative to a milkshake. All right.
It is a milkshake. It has milk in it. Anyway.
Because I want to save these bananas.
I guess if your definition of milkshake is that it has to have ice cream in it and not just like ice and milk, then yes.
Because when they do freeze,
I guess
they will freeze sticking to each other, and I only want to use 1 banana at a time.
Yes, they will.
There's the second one. And the third.
I usually freeze mine on like a cookie tray, and then when they're frozen, you can put them all in the same bag and they don't stick together anymore because they've already frozen.
All right, so currently where I live, we're under tornado watch. So
I have no idea who this guy is. She spends way too much time on the internet.
sorry, I'm gonna mute that because it's currently in my ear and I cannot hear myself think. Especially I can't talk.
Has anyone ever read, what was it? 1984. There we go. Has anyone else ever read 1984? And there's the main character's wife in that book. Read the book, not the movie. The main character in that book, his wife has a permanent ear implant so that she can always be listening to basically radio broadcasts. Keep in mind this was written prior to 1984, and 1984 was the future at that point. So this is what they were predicting the future would look like in the 80s. Anyway, my point being, every time I see Amber with that damn earbud in, all I can think of is that the wife character from 1984 and how she had permanently deafened herself to the outside world so that she could always be listening to television and the radio. Like it states in the book that she learned to read lips because she could no longer hear someone talking to her who's standing in front of her. She could only hear the radio in her head. And she wasn't unusual. She was like the norm for that time period. Anyway, sci-fi, man. Blows your
While
mind.
listening to them talk, so I just muted it, but I have it in my ear with my AirPods. Anyways, so we're under tornado watch right now for the next like 5 hours, and if you guys know me, I am terrified. But Ryan Hall, which is someone that I'm
I don't for a minute believe that she's actually terrified of tornadoes.
subscribed to and I love watching. When
I think she thinks it's quirky, and so she says
for a very
it.
long time, sometimes 8+ hours, and I just love it. I love that about him. Like he currently has almost 50,000 people watching, and I'm one of them because I am scared. Our weather's about to get really bad. It just started thundering and stuff, so I'm trying to think of things to like distract myself. So I might go in my closet and do a little closet clean out. So come with me, you guys. All right, closet clean out time. I'll keep
Yay.
myself distracted.
Oh, look,
so
she's
we
sort
have
of
this
making
high
progress.
board. I got this dress from Hot Topic. I love it, so I'm keeping it. So this is just a white t-shirt.
I think it's ugly as hell.
Stripes, which I'm keeping.
I like that
This is a
t-shirt.
light brown polka dotted Bambi type of dress, which you guys have seen me wear it. There's like Bambi on there. I'm going to be keeping this because I
Wow.
love the color.
Okay, she'll keep that ugly ass dress, but she threw away the lace thing because it looked too
Here we
grandma.
have a Schitt's Creek Rose Apothecary t-shirt, which
I don't
I'm
know
going to be
Schitt's
keeping.
Creek, sorry.
Here I just have this black sweater.
I like
Cute,
that,
tie
actually.
situation in the front. I forgot I even had this. Definitely keeping it. Damn, I kept
Lace-
everything
lace
so
up.
far. So this is a red t-shirt where I love, like, I don't know, is it called knitting?
Like, I like
The
that,
knitting
but I wouldn't
front,
wear
But I
it.
don't know if I actually want to keep it, so I'm just going to put it in the
That's
baby
something
pile.
I would have worn in
Actually,
high school
so this
when
is
I
a
was
tank
going
top
through my
with some
goth
buttons
phase.
right here, and then a cute little
I hate it, throw it
lip
away.
moment, a little kiss moment. This is Betsy Johnson, and I've never worn it. It's super adorable.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I'm
rid of
keeping
it.
it. I want to get rid of at least one thing.
Ew.
Okay, I think I want to get rid of this guy. So it's just a sweater, but on the side of sequins. I feel like it's just not
It's a
cute enough to
sweater?
keep, so I'm
Oh,
gonna get rid of
I
this.
see it.
Okay, guys, let's do some P.O.
Thank
box.
you.
If you
I
guys
don't
want
like
to send me
sequins.
anything, here is my P.O. box. I just request please do not send me any food. So I don't want to show what I just got, but it's from Ellie, and her sister Katie is a huge fan. It's a graduation party invitation. Oh, that's super cute. But unfortunately, it already happened. I opened this late. I'm so sorry. But I hope that you had a wonderful graduation, and thank you so much for the invitation. So
I was inviting her to anything, and also, she's not going anywhere. She can barely make it
Amy
to
wrote me
Target.
a really long letter, and she sent me this super cute card. I love it. Thank you so much, Amy, for opening up to me. And she's also the one that sent me the sticker book and like the Felina Bambi t-shirt. So I also want to say thank you for that so much. Next is this Amazon bag. So this stuff is from Susan. Susan sent me some dinosaur stickers. These are adorable. Oh my God, and there's a ton of them. Look how cute.
I mean,
Okay, I'm obsessed with dinosaurs. These are adorable, and there's so many. Wow, thank you. And on top
I
of
would
that,
totally get those
there's
for a
little
child.
goodie, a little goodie wrapped up in here. So let's see what it is. Oh, that is super sweet.
I hate the faces
oh my God,
she
it's a
makes. They're
dinosaur,
so
like, Papa
fake.
Journal. It's 3 things that I
the faces she makes, I don't care what side of the politics line you sit on, but the faces she makes when she's overacting, which is normal usually, remind me of the same faces that Donald Trump makes when he's giving his like lecture speeches. It's the same face. It's so fake. It's so fake and so full of herself.
love in one. So the popper helps me from like not picking my skin. I
No, it
appreciate it
doesn't.
so much. Dinosaurs. And it's like a journal you can write in.
I used to substitute teach before I moved states, basically. And fidget toys and these popper things, they are the bane of any substitute, possibly every teacher's existence. Like, the invention of them and the allowing them into the classroom is just a nightmare for educators. And every time I see one, I just have flashbacks, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hate those things.
That is honestly so sweet, Susan. Thank you so much. So I am super excited.
I did see somebody who used one as like a candy mold, and they made like a chocolate bar out of it, and that was cute.
Off of camera, learn a little bit,
but I like
a little bit about it because there is a book in here. I just wanted to show you that I finally got them. Oh my God, I'm so excited to get into this. So I haven't like opened the cards yet, but I wanted to read some of the book first. In the first paragraph,
sorry.
If you have this guidebook in your hands, you're answering a call to connect with your intuitive wisdom. It's time to explore, find, and reconnect with a divinatory art that resonates with you. So
okay,
I'm really excited. I'm going to give some of this a read. Even Feline's excited to see the cards, so that makes me happy. So update on my tarot. My first one I ever did, like first beforehand, I wanted to look at each card, kind of connect with them and stuff. But the first reading I decided to do was a past, present, and future. So I pulled a card for each one, and the present and future.
Like, we don't know how this works,
like,
but go on.
Definitely clicked with me. I felt something with that. The past one didn't. So, yeah, I feel like that was a satisfying situation type deal. I enjoyed it, but I hope that my next reading, I kind of feel more connected with the cards more. I mean,
so pro tip, or not so pro tip, you can actually go to ChatGPT and you can type in, ask it to interpret your tarot reading, and then tell it what cards you got and the position of the cards, and it will interpret your tarot reading for you. Just, throwing that out there. I wouldn't say that I've done it.
I mean, 2 out of 3 cards, that's actually pretty good. So, yeah, 10 out of 10. Recommend.
That's not how tarot
and all the cards are super cute
work.
and like inviting, and I don't know. I feel like I picked a really good tarot card deck.
That you like.
And now Feline wants to get her own deck, so I think that's cute.
I do like a good storm. Just watching that is fun. I do like a good storm.
I sadly just dropped you guys. Are you guys still working? Hello? Are you there?
No,
it's not
we're
the time,
broken.
folks. Me and this weather, we don't connect. We are not.
I thought you were a pluviophile. I thought you loved the rain. Pick a lane,
Not friends. We are enemies. It is only getting worse out there, and it's supposed to be like this for the next.
We have had some really freaky weather. I'm on the
God, I hate it. Like,
East Coast now. I used to live in the Midwest. I live on the East Coast now.
So I have a security.
We've had some really crazy weather too.
Camera, obviously. I have a couple of them.
It's been nice though. Like those the thunderstorms we've had
someone
recently.
nearby just said, "Is there weather sirens?"
Chef's kiss. Wonderful.
Oh God. I mean, I haven't heard any. Oh my God.
That face.
I'm like really
that face
scared.
right there.
Everyone's safe and okay.
Yeah. It's so fake.
I don't know. I just like. I don't know. Yeah, I'm having anxiety. I'm gonna go. Okay, so there is active tornado sirens outside. It sounds like a fucking ice cream truck. Just like, excuse me, one of the scariest situations.
Okay, first off, tornado sirens don't sound like ice cream trucks. So I don't know what the hell she's hearing, or if she just has nothing else to compare it to. But there's a reason they don't sound like ice cream trucks. If you've never heard a tornado siren before, just FYI.
You can be in, and it sounds like a freaking ice cream truck, like outside. Okay, I'm gonna get the animals and we're gonna sit in my closet. Update, we got no tornado. I was being dramatic as usual for nothing, but I just get really scared with that type of weather. But I just wanted to give an update that we are a-okay. So people are asking how many hours am I sleeping during my fast, and I just want to use an example of the other night.
Why does she have a coaster on the paper? What is she doing? Okay, this is interesting because this is how you teach the number line to children in grade school. The little hops, little dots, and the little hops, and the little... That's how you teach kids to count on a number line in, like, grade school. Throw that out there. Do with that as you will.
Where I started my fast at 12:34 a.m. and I stopped my fast at 5:22 p.m. I fell asleep at 4 and I woke up at 11. So
I mean, I know people slam her for her very strange hours that she keeps, but keep in mind, she does nothing all day. She films a video and then edits it, sort of, and then puts it up on the internet. That's probably the most time-intensive thing she does all day. Maybe playing with her Legos. So, yes, 4 to 11 seems like weird hours to be sleeping at. But, I mean, it's, if you don't have any commitments in normal hours, to be perfectly honest with you, if I didn't have to work normal hours, I would probably stay up until 2, 3 in the morning, and I probably wouldn't get up until noon. So this isn't much different than the sleep schedule that I would keep if I didn't have to keep an adult sleep
So as you
schedule.
can see here, I counted how many hours for So I fasted for 16 hours and 48 minutes. I slept for 7. So I was awake for 9 of the
she's
fasting
saying
hours. 3.5 of that was before I went to bed.
Okay, I see
and
what she did.
6.5 of it was after I woke up. So a lot of people were asking about that. So I just wanted to clarify for y'all.
She wants me to believe that she doesn't eat for 6.5 hours after she wakes up. I do intermittent fasting, and I eat within an hour to 2 hours after I wake up. Because I don't have my first cup of coffee until an hour and a half after I wake up, and then I usually eat 30 minutes after that. And she wants me to believe that she doesn't eat for 6.5 hours? I don't believe her at all.
So my battery is about to die on my camera, so I do want to end this vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Okay, so final thoughts on this one. So many of her reactions are just straight up fake. I don't think Amberlynn knows how to be authentic. I don't know if Amberlynn's ever been authentic. I feel like I know people like to throw around the idea that she's a narcissist a lot. I've had life experiences with narcissists or a narcissist. Anyway, my point being, I'm not saying she's not one. I think people just are really desperately wanting her to be one. The thing with narcissists is that they don't typically get diagnosed, so we're just kind of saying that blindly. But there are several other disorders that are out there. Disorders. Well, I mean, that's what they are. Where you mimic the people around you, or you basically play act being a certain type of person. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, my point is that she very much does that. She has a character that she has, and that's what she portrays. And I know that every now and then we can see that facade fall away. Like, a lot of people will say that in her lives she's more authentically herself than she is in her videos, and I think that's true, because in her lives she has less time to filter what she's going to say or what she's going to do or how she's going to react to something. She's in the moment, and a lot of people, when they get into the moment, they don't think fast enough on their feet, and so they'll react to things poorly. So yeah, I do think that. But the fakeness of it is so painfully obvious in her videos that sometimes it's just like grating. Amberlynn needs to learn how to pronounce words desperately. And also, how do we go from measuring cottage cheese to obviously putting 2 servings of cottage cheese in the bowl? I think that was last video, but my point is she lied about how much cottage cheese she had in the bowl. And then with the PBJ, or the PB2, it's still peanut butter. It's still got a crap ton of calories in it. So it's just dehydrated peanut butter, as my understanding of it. I don't like peanut butter, so I don't buy it. But my point is like, she just like shook it on in there. That was at least a tablespoon, if not 2 tablespoons. Anyway, and that's just me guessing, but she didn't measure it. She didn't weigh it. You can totally weigh that stuff on the same food scale that she weighed her cottage cheese on, you know. What else? Oh, the storm thing. Decide if you're a pluviophile or not. It sounds like you figured out a word and you're just really proud to say it a million times. So... Oh, and the lung thing. Her relationship with the medical community and her belief that she knows more about... She's one of those people that would perform surgery on themselves if they could get hold of the tools. She would just be like, I know what I'm doing. I looked it up on WebMD one time and I saw it on an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Like, she's one of those people. So there's my opinion of that. Anyway, if you guys have made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a lung emoji in the comment section. And like and subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, I mean, you're more than welcome to say why you didn't in the comments. The algorithm does not care. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll get caught up soon.